What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality. Guys, as always, we have DJ. Yeah, there he is. Special full-length episode today. We got a special guest, Mr. Tom Segura. What's happening, brother?
How are you? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. It's great to have you here, too. He's in town doing the Fox Theater. How is it?
It's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
It's one of the most beautiful theaters in the country. I've been playing St. Louis like my whole career, you know.
Yeah.
I think my first stop here was at Helium.
Mm-hmm. At the Galleria. Yeah.
And I've done like a variety of different venues. I've been to the Fox a few times. It's one of the best. It's one of the best theaters in the country.
It sucks when you came in though, man. We had the storm.
Yeah, it was
took you out, man.
It was actually a gnarly descent into St. Louis.
Oh.
Yeah, we touched down about 10 minutes before the tornado, and you could tell something was happening.
Yeah.
But we made it through it, and you know, people were fun last night.
Yeah. Was it good?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
St. Louis, I mean, dude, look, we got to get left off the list of a lot of things. Let's be real.
That's real.
You know, I'm sure it has nothing to do with the war zone that we live in downtown, but we always appreciate you coming through and doing your thing, man. So what's been going on? Got a new Netflix?
New series out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Bad Thoughts. It's on Netflix. It was the most fun I've ever had, like creatively making it, you know, because it was kind of like, it really was the thing you dream of where the studio, the network in this case, was just like pretty much like just make what you want, you know, because I've been through other development processes and pilots where, you know, the first time you meet with executives, they're like, yeah, make what you want. And then a couple months in, they're like, take all this shit out. And you're like, what?
Not like that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a real bummer of a process when it's like that. So this was like the opposite, where we got to make, I mean, pretty wild stories that we wrote. It's basically anthology, so it's like these self-contained stories. And we got to make what we wanted, so it was really fun.
And nobody stepped in and said, hey, wait a minute, dude, this is like a little too much. I
mean, there was a couple times where they were like, this is pretty,
too much.
they were like, this is pretty crazy. You know, in the writing process, very few notes. And then in the edit, you know, they were like, this is particularly gruesome. Can we dial this back? And we were like, maybe.
Yeah, but dude, isn't that the point? Like, isn't the point to walk the line and to push? Yeah. I
think, you know, in the stories we were making pretty crazy stories. Mm-hmm. You know, one is about a guy who goes to a barista and they put in, he asks for a splash of milk and they basically give him like a cup of milk. And so he's like, hey, can you remake this? And the barista is really rude. And so then the guy kills everybody in the right.
Well, I mean, we've all been there, bro.
That's the thing. It's like wish fulfillment.
Yes.
Everybody has encountered a retail person where you're like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy.
Yeah,
I want to.
And everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Like all of you.
So that was like the fantasy of the story, and then they were like, hey, this is pretty violent. I was like, yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah. It's a violent fantasy. And then they let it go. I mean, I rip a guy's jaw out of his face in the thing. So
you probably deserve it.
I've learned not to f with my baristas though, man.
I know.
Bro, you should never f with people that f with your food.
Food specifically, but like, you know, the they-thems, like, bro, like they'll get you.
The they-thems?
Bro, listen, they will get you, bro. Like, I've learned just to leave it alone. Even if it is up, I'll just leave it alone, man.
You just leave it alone?
I just leave it alone, bro.
The problem is, dude, is the they-thems will get you for not being a they-them.
They like me.
Well, that's because you're black.
That's true. I'm BIPOC. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I do get a pass. It's nice.
You definitely get a better treatment than we do. It's how things have changed.
It's a little different now. Yeah, it's a little different now. Dude, that's sick. I was thinking before the show though, like, because there was, first of all, Bad Thoughts is awesome.
Oh, thanks, man.
It is absolutely. If you guys have not seen that yet, you need to go watch it, like right now.
Please.
It's definitely in line with our audience for sure.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. We're no stranger to crash the fucking line.
Well, I want to ask on that, like, were these just like, how much of, okay, I guess my question is, how much of that stuff was like real shit that actually happened to you? Or like, are these like, or was it just like, okay, like, let's just create the funniest shit we can possibly think of?
I mean,
is there some reality in there?
You know, like the coffee thing came is like, it's like this cathartic thing to write, because you go, like, it came from the whole thing where I'd seen so many times, I'd go, hey, can I get a splash of milk? And I'd see them go like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, do you know what a fucking splash is? Like, a splash is a splash, you know? And so, you know, you can talk about that, you can think about that, but the most fun thing to do is to write a story where you go, this thing happens to me all the time. Yeah. Here's like a different version of how, you know, it's like, it's a fantasy, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
So it's a war plan, right?
Yeah, but it's also like, it's like the healthiest way to channel like those feelings and emotions. You go like, well, you can just complain about it, or you can like write a story about this fantasy. So that's like one version of a story, right? I mean, there's a bunch of different ones in there. Like there's the me with the twins. I don't know if you, so that's the black and white one, where I just had this, I had this idea where I was like, hey, what if we do one where a woman sees me in a window and tells me to, like, waves me in. And then what I pitched was, the woman is drop dead gorgeous. And then she's like, do you want to have sex with me? And I go, yeah. And she goes, okay, well, first you have to fuck somebody as gross as you. And I go, what? and then what we were going to do was have a woman come in, and we were going to deep fake my face on her so that it would be a sex scene between me and me. You know, like that was the idea. And then one of the other directors, Rami Hashash, he was like, what if it was a conjoined twin? And I was like, and I liked it more. So we wrote the story. So I play Joseph, who looks like me, and then I also play the twin on the back of her, her back growing up. And so then I do kind of have sex with me. Jeez. Like that was the whole it. So these were just
I mean, that's no different than, you know, every other day.
It's right? Friday night for me. You know
yeah. You know, so they were all like, they came from all these different places, but yeah, it was all, a lot of it came from that writer's room, just like throwing ideas, which is like the writer's room is like this, where you just sit down and you have a board, everyone's writing shit down and you're pitching, and then every hour or something you go like, oh shit. And that's then good. When you get excited, you're like, I'll be back, and you run out and you just sit and write, and then you bring it back to the room and you guys read it together. And it's like, it's a very fun, like, kind of atmosphere to be.
It's like a hangout.
It's like a hangout with like super funny comedy writers. And like, it's the best because you're getting like 8, 9 different people's minds on the thing. And then you kind of, you know, you end up, there's no, you let your ego go. You don't go like, well, this was my idea. It's whoever has the best idea that you kind of go like, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's, you know, that's in line with anything, I think, great, right?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Great leaders. You're the leader of your team. It's you know, it's about picking the best product, not the idea.
100%. And like, I think a production, like a show, is not unlike kind of running a company in a way, where the best thing you can do is try to surround yourself with the best talent. Like you're like, I want the best production designer, you know, director of photography, like all these people that are in charge of different departments, and you want people to like be great. Yeah. You're like, go kill it. You know, like your ideas. Yeah. Like let's hear them. Dude, let's do them.
I think that's the difference between, you know, I mean, dude, you know, a gazillion entrepreneurs, and I really think that's the biggest difference between great entrepreneurs, great business people, and shitty ones, is like the shitty ones think that they have to have all the ideas and they don't want to surround themselves with better people.
Yeah.
And the great ones are like, dude, everybody's smarter than me here.
That's
right. Like that's what I want everybody to be smarter than me.
I mean, if I have like any gift in what I do, it's identifying great people. Yeah. And being like, hey, come work with me. Yeah. You know, like that's what I try to do well, is I go like, I'm okay. You're great. Yeah. You come work with me. Like that's what I want to do, is have great people around me.
Yeah, bro. And you know, it's interesting because like people will come here and they, you know, they're like, oh dude, you know, everything's so cool. You're doing such, I'm like, bro, it's them. Yeah. Like, these guys are good, you know? So I always feel like a little bit guilty because I'm like, I get a lot of the credit, but my team is amazing.
I feel like that with the show entirely. It's like, it's my face and my name. Yeah. And everybody kind of like goes like, it's you. And I'm like, well, it's partially me, but the reason it is what it is like these 50 other people.
Do you look at it like, do you look at it like, hey man, this is just my role on the team?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you have a role. I think the thing is about like, it's so different. Like stand-up is so singular, right? It really literally is just you. You write the stuff, you perform it, you hold a mic, and it's just you on stage. And it's a very kind of, like the only way a tour works is with a team, but stand-up is very singular. But a show or a movie is the absolute polar opposite. It's like running a business,
right? Where
you're like, maybe you're in this case, like the CEO of it, but then you have to hire an entire team. And if you are like, no, everything runs through me, whatever you make is definitely going to suck.
Yeah.
You really have to like empower people and go like, you run this shit too. And you run your department. You have to let them, encourage them to like take over in what they do. That's the only way a TV or film, like TV show or film, is going to be entertaining.
Well, you run your own media, right? Like you have everything.
Yeah, we have like YMH Studios.
Yeah.
So like we produce a lot of podcasts. We produced the show Bad Thoughts. We're producing a feature film. So yeah, it's it runs through our company, but it's all about like hiring great people.
Yeah, for sure.
1,000%.
It's sick, man. Well, I thought something else was interesting, Tom, that I've been noticing too. You've had like a transformation journey.
Oh, a little bit of a glow up.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, okay, sure.
Let's talk about it.
Well, dude, it's like a group effort, man. You got Jelly Roll down, 200 pounds.
He's down 200 pounds.
Yeah, dude, he looks great.
I just saw him in concert this past Tuesday at Busch Stadium with Post Malone. He looks amazing. Yeah,
well, we did the 5K 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen him in person since the 5K the previous year, which was like almost exactly a year to the day. And he was down 130 pounds from last May and 200 overall. And then at the 5K, he was like, next year at the 5K, I want to be down another 100. I want to be 240.
He'll do it.
I totally believe
dude,
it.
I'm glad he's doing that, bro, because like, he's so good at what he does. And all I was thinking when he was like big was like, it's going to be another dude that
dies. Yeah, I know. I mean, also, I'll tell you this, like, so we got to Raymond James where the Bucks play. That's where we had the 5K. And, like last year we did the Rose Bowl. And so they had us start in the parking lot in Pasadena, and they laid out this track like on side streets, right? And then you kind of run back through this parking lot. And I was imagining something like that. I don't know the layout of Raymond James Stadium, right? So I just show up and they're like, hey, there's a lot of uphill. And I go, what do you mean? And they're like, well, they made it all within the stadium. Well, the only way to hit 3.1 miles in the stadium is you kind of follow this path and then you take the corridor, like the ramps down, and then you take them up 9 stories all up.
No.
Right? And then you go across the stadium, down again, and then up again. So I was like, yo, this is like
brutal.
Half a mile that's just all incline, which like,
bro, that's hard enough to do when you've been drinking beer all day.
It's hard enough to do, honestly, like if you're like moderately fit, right? And so like when I heard he was coming, because I knew he was coming, but they were like, he's coming later this afternoon because he had flown in from a show. We were out there. I was like, yo, I don't know if he can do this, man. Right? We were like, he's still a big dude.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking like cardio and knees. I was like, man, it's going to be 90 by the time degrees outside by the time he gets here. And I go, this is like fucking all incline. So I was like actually worried. And then like when he got there, I was like, all right, well, I don't know if we tell him or like just
let him.
Dude, he crushed it.
Yeah.
He did it at 340, like all these inclines, and he crushed it.
Yeah,
dude, that sounds like Camelback Mountain for us.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Bro, you ever did Camelback in Arizona?
No.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
Yeah.
Bro, that was miserable.
Yeah, dude.
That was fucking miserable.
We got half, dude, we started, so we had this big event. There was like a couple hundred people, like a group thing, sort of like a run club, right?
Yeah.
And they were all meeting down there to do Camelback, and DJ and I got up early. We had been drinking all night. And I was like, all right, let's get there early so we can like get like up the mountain so nobody sees us dying, right? Because I knew it was going to be hard.
We were polling people before. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where we're up at, because we were polling people and it was like a 50-50. Like, hey, how is it? And we either got, it was death or it was the easiest thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what we up at. Because like I'm like, we didn't really know what to expect.
I will say there's this thing. I mean, it's not like a new observation, but like when you're doing it, because when I was doing the actual this run, I feel like if I had been just alone, I'd been like, man, this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
the fact that there's like thousands of people.
Yeah.
And
You
like,
can't.
you
and they're there
start
for you.
You hit that turn and you see I had no idea that it was 9 incline ramps up. I was like, mother. And then you just do it.
Yeah.
You're just
peer
like,
pressure.
Yeah.
It's the peer pressure really does help.
Yeah.
And then I found like I'm on this path, like, you know, it's all mapped out, and I see this guy and he's like shirtless and kind of yoked, like midway, and he's, let's say, I don't know, 100 yards behind me. And then I got it in my head. I was like, I can't let this fucking hot guy pass me. So every time I would like wrap around and I'd see him coming, I was like, you cannot let this guy beat you. And then you just like keep running hard. And every time I was like, man, I want to like slow down, catch my breath, I'd be like, that fucking hot guy's gonna beat you. And then it's gonna make you upset. So I told him afterwards, I was like, I didn't want you to pass me, man. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah, dude. Like, he was my motivation. But I feel like if I was alone, you'd just be like, I'm tired.
Fuck this.
I'll stop. Yeah.
Well, we started like 30, 45 minutes before everybody else.
I didn't want to see everybody see me die, bro.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to get like halfway up before we started. This shows up with walking sticks, like he's in all this equipment, like he's going up Mount Everest.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So we get like we're like, dude, legit, we're like struggling.
It's hard.
We're like up there, and I'm like, we gotta be close. And he taps me on the shoulder, and he points up at the thing, and I see this like little line
It's like
of
an
what
ant
looks
trail.
like ants,
Yeah.
like go, and I'm like,
Yeah.
so dude, I'm like, dude, me and him are standing there. I'm like, dude, maybe we should just go back down. No one's up here.
Yeah.
And right as I said that, dude, the group's coming up. They're like, Andy, are you on your way down? And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing it, but
How far is that? Is that
Dude, it was
I
on,
don't
that's the
know.
thing. It was on like
It's just like
it was
straight
3
up,
miles,
dude.
bro. But it was 3 miles.
but up
straight
is
yeah.
yeah.
And it's like, there's not a path, bro. Like you're like using your hands and shit.
trying
like,
to find a way.
yeah, I'm not built for that shit. Man.
No, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not big boy friendly.
Yeah.
But no, dude, your transformation's been sick, man.
Thanks, man. I mean, I think it's probably like, and like anything where it's just kind of what you prioritize.
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
like you think you prioritize things, then you realize that just thinking about it is not a priority. Yeah. Like you have to do things. So I think I just put more of an emphasis on training more, and like eating is obviously like such a big thing, especially when you travel for a living, because you're just in different cities, and
It's hard, man.
Hotel gyms and
hotel gyms. I mean, food is I think for us the biggest thing, right? Because like when I started my career as a stand-up doing the road, comedy clubs are notorious for like, it's bad food. It's not good for you. It's like it's mozzarella sticks and chicken wings and that's kind of, and we're there late, and that was just like, I don't know, I'm 23. You don't even think about it. You just start eating that shit. Mm-hmm. And then 10 years go by and you're like, you've gained 50 pounds. But you're also just like, hey, this is what it is. You just kind of resign to like, I'm up late, I sleep in, we eat like shit, I'm on the road, I'm a comedian, who cares? And then all of a sudden you're like approaching 40 and you're like, what am I fucking doing with my life? Like you're just kind of a mess. Really, you're on a path that you realize can go a certain way. And I think especially in comedy, like we kind of like romanticize it, where like we make it cool to be a slob.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm a comic.
you laugh about it.
Yeah. You're like, who cares? We drink beer and eat like shit and sleep in. But then you're like, yeah, like you don't have to do that, to do stand-up. Like it's not a prerequisite, even though you kind of let yourself think
it's a
it
justification.
is. Yeah, you
Right.
justify it. And then you're just like, I don't know. Then you just hit a certain point where you're like, this is not a great way to live. Like you can take care of yourself. And then I think the biggest thing is you end up, people always see you physically transform, but you just feel so much better, like you physically and mentally, you're like, I'm thinking more clearly. I feel better. I'm happy. Like
You'll probably be able to create better shit.
oh my God. Like now I tell people, it's like a lot of my days are really slammed with like, 100 things. Right. And I go, when I come into my office, we have like recordings and interviews and ad things, and then like, you know, we're gonna shoot things and we got meetings. It's like a full day. I've learned that if I work out first, like before I go in, I'm just like a so much better version of myself. Like I come in and like sometimes like even staff are like, damn, like you're in a good mood. And I'm like, yeah, I just came from the gym. Like I feel good. And then I actually feel like I have energy for that day. Yeah. Whereas opposed the other way of like where I just show up, I feel like I'm dragging that day.
Yeah. And dude, I did the exact same thing. About 2 years ago, I would come in here because we always talk about what the is going on in the world and I get super pissed off. Yeah. And like I would come in here, bro, and like I'd be so pissed off. And then I figured out if I train right before, like that's you know what I was doing right before this. If I train right before, even though I still get pissed, like it's like it's like not nuclear. It's like it's tolerable.
Yeah. You need it. You need it, dude. It's like I think we all, you know, everybody thinks of or a lot of people think of that as just like working out is just like for your muscles, you know, of like, oh, you're trying to, you know, stronger or whatever, which is obviously good for you. But I think what it does to you mentally
totally agree.
is like, there's just the fog of sleep goes away. Yeah. Things just fire faster. And I actually literally feel happier. Me too. Like I'm in a better mood. Yeah. You know?
I'm not like a naturally happy person. Yeah. So I have to like you know, actually to be real, dude, like naturally happy people kind of annoy me. Yeah. Like I'm like, what the is wrong with this person?
What the fuck you happy for?
Yeah, dude. Like, but
are you Russian or something?
No, I do. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm Sicilian, but like, I don't know what it is, bro. Like the chipper people, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I know. Like, it's like, man, what the fuck did I do wrong? I know. You know? So, but yeah, dude, working out does it, man. Like, it definitely helps me a lot. So, did you guys like all get together and like, who is the ringleader of this?
I think it was like a slow.
Because Bert lost a shit ton too, didn't he?
He goes up and down quite a bit. Yeah. So like he trimmed down and was looking great in his special that he shot. He shot it in November, so it's been like, you know, 6-7 months, and in just those 6-7 months, I think he's put on like 30 plus pounds. Yeah. But he also, you know, he's a weird athlete too. Like he's somebody where if he was like, all right, today I'm just going to clean it up, you know, in 2 weeks he'd be down 15 pounds. Yeah. And like he just bounces back real quick and then he falls off because he just,
bro, I relate to that.
He parties like
it's fun.
It's fun. He's on the road. He drinks. He eats like a psycho, and then he gains all this weight, and then he just like pivots back. Now I think it's, you know, the older you get, you're more like, dude, this is crazy. Like just hang out in one weight group. Yeah. But yeah, he just does that. For me, I just feel like I still can gain and lose, but I have like a tighter window. Yeah. Where I if I'm like right now, I feel like I'm at my max. I'm like reining it in, being like, oh, this is too much. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to go.
You know what it's like to let it go.
Exactly.
So how much work it takes.
I'm not going to do another 10, 20. Like I'll rein it in now.
Yeah. It took me till I was about 40 to figure that out, dude.
Yeah. It took me same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not worth it. Cause I would get in shape and then I would go, like I would get down to like 250, which is in shape for me. And then I would be 350 and then I would be 250. And then I did that like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Like, I think there's a certain age where you're like, I can't do this. Yeah. Like it's just not good. But I don't know, man. It has to stay on your mind. Like nothing will just like happen. Mm-hmm. You know, like I feel like a lot of people, they're like, the curse of it is that you can think about it all day and not do anything. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like there's people who like wake up and they go, I'm really unhappy physically, like with my body and all this shit, and go to bed with the same thoughts and like not change anything. Yeah. Right? Like they just like this forever. Yeah. It's like a version of insanity.
Yeah. And then they end up about it. They end up selling themselves on some bullshit. Like, oh well, this is just the way it is.
Always trying to find a way around. Yeah. It's like I mean, you
eventually get tired of telling yourself that shit.
You get tired of telling it and you just go, you also just accept that like, okay, man, like I'm going to have to eat this way. Yeah. If I want to eat the other way, then you accept what comes with it.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot of like,
yeah, man,
lean protein and you know, it's like I want the pasta, but I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And then the workouts I feel like are they're not like, I don't resist the work. Like I like the workout, but the work of it, I think, is you still have to find the time. You know, like that's the big challenge.
Especially when you're on the road, dude.
Yeah, you got to find the time. So a lot of it is just like, I mean, that's why great. Like Sean comes with me, is that, you know, sometimes I'm like, well, I guess there's not enough time to work out. And then he'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? We can just go right now. And you're like, okay. Like that kind of shit, right? Where you're like,
yeah, dude, because the truth of the matter is, even a 30-minute quick workout is still get the job done, man, in terms of like clearing your mind.
If you hit it, like, you can make 30 minutes go a long way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
That's real, man. Well, one of the other things, we talk a lot about like, you know, culture stuff, things are happening right now, right? And, you know, since we have a global figure in comedy, I wanted to try to, I guess, ask you, what's your take on cancel culture in comedy? And where have you seen the ebbs and flows go in that?
I mean, I feel like the big conversation piece of that was like a few years ago when that idea kind of was floated. But I also feel like it's kind of, here's the difference between the world today and 30 years ago. Like 30 years ago, if you were a comedian or somebody and you said some shit that upset people, maybe there'd be a news story about it, but it's mostly that it would mostly be somebody who's mad, they would just tell somebody else. Like there's no way you knew they were mad. But there's also no way that back then people weren't mad about shit. Do you know what I mean? You just, the difference is today we have all these devices where people can tell you that they're mad about what you said. And I feel like a lot of comedians will be like, oh, you know, like they're complaining that someone's upset about what they did, and you're like, yeah, that's part of the thing, dude. You can't be a comedian who goes, I'm gonna say whatever I want to say, and it's not cool if somebody gets upset. You're like, that's how it works. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're the one who's actually being super complaining right now. Like, you have to let people say that they don't like what you said. Like, that's the exchange. I'm gonna say some shit. And like, every comedian wants you to love everything they said. That's just the way it goes. Even the ones who, they all want you to. So some of them are just complaining that, hey, people got mad about this. That's bullshit. You're like, no, that's part of how it goes. Like, you're the complaining little bitch right now. Right. Because you're upset that people are upset. Because my thing is like, where is somebody really being canceled? In stand-up, let's say. I'm talking in the comedy space, because some of them will be like, oh, I can't say this. Like, yes, you can.
You should.
You just can't dictate that everyone will love it, you know?
Dude, that whole saying of you can't say this is so annoying.
It's a tired trope now.
Bro.
Yeah. Like,
oh, dude, they won't let us say, who won't let you say that? You won't let you say
what
that.
They're really saying is they're like, I'm mad that some people are mad about what I said. It's like, that's the exchange.
Bro, I've never seen someone get canceled that didn't come out bigger. I've never seen it happen.
Yeah, because it's like, it's a made up kind of, like, you're not really canceled. I mean, are there a few examples? Probably. I can't even really, like, where you go, you said some shit and now you can't get work. Yeah. Like, because that's really what canceled means.
Yeah,
like,
right.
And I think, look.
Yeah, there's
the people, the worst people, I think, in society are people who go, like, you said something, I'm going to try to contact your employers so that you lose your job. That's a weak piece of shit person.
Bitch shit.
That is the worst. And I have like zero respect for the person that goes, I don't like something somebody said. I'm going to try to make this person lose their livelihood. That's insane. Yeah. But I'm like, in comedy, like, who's stopping you from selling tickets, bro? Like, say whatever you want to say. Also, if you stop selling tickets, that's on you. Yeah. That's not like somebody attacking you.
No,
that
you
means
just suck.
The market is dictating why you're not selling it. So I just don't really buy that, like, comics are being canceled. I really think that like if you say wild shit and it's really funny, guess what? People will be like, that shit was really funny. Yeah. So it was crazy.
And let's be real, dude. Like the best comedians in history, the best stand-ups in history, when you go back in like the fucking 80s, like Eddie Murphy before he was like a dad on TV, you know, the guy was raw.
Oh, yeah.
And like
for
delirious
sure.
and like, bro, go like these kids these days with their little fucking vaginas, like go watch that shit, bro. Like, and you know what? Like, then you look at Chappelle, like when he was doing Chappelle's show, and like these things made culture stronger because it taught us that we could all laugh at each other and make fun of each other.
Well, the Chappelle example too, which was like great, was that like he put out a special, and then everyone, you know, there was people like walking out of Netflix, and like it was all in the news, and people were calling him transphobic, and they were like, "Oh, he's being canceled," and you're like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I mean, you go to the show. I went to a show with him the following week.
Oh, after that shit happened?
Yeah, I was opening on that show, and there was fucking 18,000 people at the show.
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah, I don't think this cancellation is like working.
Cancel me. Like, this shit is awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
People were like overusing that term, and it's like, you know, he doesn't need me to defend him, but it was like one of those things where I'm like, no, like. You're saying he's being canceled. What really happening is that some people are really pissed about something he said, and that's fine. Like that's how the world works. Like not everyone's going to be like, "Yay" for everything you say, but he's definitely not canceled. Like he just had, you know, he's doing stand up in an NBA arena right now, and it's completely sold out. Like I think it's working out.
Yeah,
well, no shit.
It makes it worse too, bro. Because like they're like Dave Chappelle, comedian, says you know trans people aren't whatever. It's like he's a fucking comedian.
Well, the reason it's funny is because true, bro. Like that's the thing. Like it's true. That's why comedy's funny. It's true.
You're able to say truths that everybody's thinking about, everybody knows, and just laugh about.
That's why it's so important to culture, man. Like everybody's, you know, all this tension and shit. This comes from people being too serious about shit and taking things too, you know, much to heart. And like
a lot of times, the people that are the most upset about these like stand-up things. The funny thing is, not only have they not been to see that stand-up live, sometimes they don't even watch the special, and they write the article.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not even actually they haven't seen the actual performance. What they'll do is they'll read an excerpt, like read it. So they just are reading the written word, and then they write an article about that, which is like it's just this clickbaity bullshit, man. It's not real.
It's the world we live in.
It's not real. Yeah. It's like it's like this manufactured thing where like then people read that person's article who also haven't seen the thing. And the funny thing is, all those people that are like the most upset, dude, they wouldn't go to that show anyway.
They would never buy a ticket.
They're just commenting on some shit because it makes them feel like they're doing something to express how wrong these other people are. And it's like, dude, they're not even going, like, it's all just, my point is, it's just all noise. Like, it's just this sideshow thing that's not, you can be distracted by it, or the better thing you do is you just ignore it and you just realize that, like, it is somebody trying to get attention for themselves. It has nothing to do with what
they
you
don't
said.
have anything creatively to create on their own. So
No.
it's like all the fucking reaction videos on the internet, which some of them I like, but like, dude, some of these their whole fucking thing is all I do is react to other people's shit. Like, bro, that's not creation of anything.
No, I know.
You know, and that's like a cheap way to get attention, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like, that is a whole lane, but it goes like those people. You see the reaction video, so you know what it is. Half of the people that write articles, they're doing reaction articles.
Same thing. Yeah.
And they don't even watch the thing to react to. They just pick a word and they go, I'm gonna write an article about this. And you're like, okay.
It's crazy, man. So you're on tour right now. I was looking at the like it's a long tour. You're going on for
This 2 years. It's a 2-year tour.
It's fucking crazy.
I my last tour was actually even busier. But this one is like, I mean, you basically hit every major North American market, and then you select other global markets to do. And you take your time. Like, I like to take my time. Like, there's no point of like rushing a tour.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll just take a couple years, you know. I'll next week is my last week of spring tour, and then I take most of the summer off.
Okay.
So it's like, get some rest, hang out with the family, pick up in the fall. I'll shoot it in the next special in the fall, and then next year, 26, I just have like some things to film, but I won't actually like tour. So it'll be like a much different like schedule for me.
Yeah. What's the best and worst cities you've had to do stand up in?
Well, the funny thing about
and you ain't got to say St. Louis. It's fine.
No. The funny thing about picking best and worst is that you learn over the course of time that sometimes you have a bad show in a city and then you go, this city sucks for stand-up. And it really was just that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, or like conversely, you'll go, this city is great. And so in your mind, you go, it'll be great. And then you show up and the show's like, okay. And you're like, what happened? It's like those things... Those can change year after year. You can go to a place where it was great and it's bad and now it's great. I think what you fall in love with are cities almost like separate from the show. You know what I mean? Like It's always fun for me to like, I love going to Denver because I like the city of Denver. I like the atmosphere. I like the restaurants. Like I have a good time. And then the shows have usually been really fun for me. It's always fun to I like big cities. So I like going to New York. I like doing London. I like to, you know what I mean? Like, but I have a lot of great places that I love the beauty of like British Columbia, like in the Northwest, like the Vancouver area. I just like being in that atmosphere, and Chicago's always been like a super fun city for me to go to, and like crowds have been fun. So I have fun in a lot of cities, man.
Yeah. So
you're like living life as you go too.
Yeah. You're trying to like, a lot of times you don't have time to do that much shit. A lot of times we're doing like Thursday, one city, Friday night. So you don't really like get to enjoy the city that much.
Yeah.
But, sometimes you do have a little more. And like New York, for instance, I just love the fact that you can walk the streets and you feel like you're in this vibrant city, It
doesn't matter what time.
It doesn't matter.
I love that too.
It
charges you.
It charges you up, and I'm usually there for like a couple days.
Yeah.
So it's just so different than where I live in Austin. And been going to New York like most of my life, and it's just, it's just still like the greatest city to visit and have fun in.
Totally agree, dude. It's my favorite place to go to for the exact same reason. Like, dude, you could walk out on the street at 2:30 in the morning, bro, and it's like it's noon.
And also, like, you realize that it is funny that you can literally bring up anything, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have a store. You want elephant's feet? Yeah, we have that." Like, okay, like anything that you bring up, like New York, any cuisine, any type of store, whatever you're looking for. Like you could be like, "I want pencils," or I want pens made from metal that are crafted from the 18th century. They're like, yeah, there's a store over here.
Yeah.
You have that. Like anything you want, that city has, which is like, it just feels like you're, I don't know, like in this manufactured city almost. Like it almost doesn't feel real for me still.
What's your favorite place to work outside of the US besides London?
Well, when I started like touring as a stand-up, I would do Canada a lot. That was like the first place to leave the country, even though it's not that big of a departure, and it was always fun to do those shows up there. Australia has great, just fun, they're very fun people. Like Australians are fun, so I think it translates to their crowds. Like I've had a lot of really fun shows in Australia. The people and the cities are great. But I've done stand up in South America, in Argentina, in Chile. I've done Mexico City. I've done a lot of European cities, and I've done Asia too. I've done Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore. So all those, like the Asia tour was fucking just so cool because those cities are so different than what we're used to. And like the food is unbelievable. I've never had better food in my life than in Tokyo. I knew that it would be good. I didn't know that like.
Did you know what it was though?
Well, yeah. I didn't know like how amazing like you order a salad in Tokyo and like every bite you're like, this is the best salad I've ever had. That's crazy. And then they're like, you order a fruit plate and you take a bite of a strawberry and you're like, what the? And then you realize like how poisoned our food is in this country, which is like one of the most backwards things. You're like, why is our food so bad? We're just spraying everything with pesticides. And then in Tokyo, I'm not kidding, dude. Like you order an omelet, or like in the hotel, you're tired. You're like, we're not going to go out to a nice, crazy, we're just going to go like here in the hotel in the lobby, and you order a sirloin steak, and you're like, this is the best fucking steak I've ever had in my entire life. Like every meal was like that.
Damn.
Everything we had, we were like, this is amongst the best food I've ever had. And it was every day, no matter what we had. And then you order a cup of coffee and you're like, Jesus Christ, this is the best coffee I've ever had in my life. That's what it was like to eat in Tokyo.
Shit.
Yeah, it was
Man,
incredible.
we gotta go to Tokyo, man. I like food.
I've never been to Asia at all.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, man. Like, there's a lot. First of all, I should say there's a lot I haven't seen. But in the place, those places that I've been, I mean, Hong Kong is a spectacle. It is like New York roided up. Like it literally, you think you're seeing the downtown skyline, and then you go like around this bend and you see something like 20 times more buildings, and you're like, what is happening? Like it's this massive, thriving, alive city. Not that Tokyo isn't, but the thing that stands out from Tokyo is like the Japanese people, the culture. You know, everybody in Japan, like the cashier at the 7-Eleven takes great pride in being in their job. And you sense it, you know what I mean? There is no like, I don't know, man, fucking throw, like there is none of that. People have like, so this whole Japanese culture and way of being, like it really is impressive. You know, the pride people take in excellence. It's all about, the reason like some of those foods are so great is they're like, yeah, that guy, he makes coffee and he's done that for 45 years.
He takes pride in it.
And he takes so much pride in it. It's like this meticulous, like perfect thing. And you see that kind of in all parts of life. They are like gracious people. Like for a city with so many people.
A lot of people.
I mean, you know, on the morning commute, like there's this famous thing you could find online of like the rush of the subway, and you don't, like, it's all organized. There's no like people like fucking off and like being like, they're like, oh yeah, no one's being an asshole because they know it's rude to be an asshole in the, you know what I mean? Like in the morning commute, like things like that where you're like, wow. And then Singapore is the cleanest, like, you know, like almost make
and it's because they
place.
beat people's asses.
Yeah, they don't fuck around.
Yeah,
at all.
bro.
Yeah.
They fucking cane your ass, bare ass, right in front of the
There's
whole.
this thing when you land in Singapore where there's signs and you're walking up to do, customs, and it's just like drugs punishable by death.
Oh,
right?
Jesus Christ!
And it's like all over, and then they hand you the form, and it's like, we will kill you for drugs. And then you're like filling it out, and you're like, do I have any drugs on me?
I ain't do drugs since '99, but fuck, I need to check real quick.
Dude,
man.
you start to panic. You're like, I got to go through my backpack real quick because what if I have like a edible on me? They're like, oh, they will hang you.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. But then you get into that city, and it's like, I mean, it's like, it's the cleanest place you've ever been. People, again, super polite. It's just, it's a really cool experience. I mean, I can't encourage you enough to do an Asia trip.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Dude, I got invited to by one of the guys on Instagram. He runs like all the elephant reserves, and he invited us to go over there and
Let's go.
see the elephants.
Well,
That'd be cool, man.
Yeah, let's go.
Elephants are fucking sweet.
They're big.
Yeah, well, they're smart too, bro.
Yeah.
Super smart.
Yeah.
I hope I don't get like confused for one.
You'd probably be able to ride one, man. I think. I know you can't ride a horse.
Okay, I can ride a horse.
No, you can't.
Oh,
Kill the horse.
Tom, you got two boys, right?
I have two boys, yeah.
Yeah, they're not like little kids though, right?
6 and 9.
Oh, it's just young.
Yeah, they're
That's young. That's young. Has that changed like your outlook on comedy at all? The shit you talk about, maybe.
I mean, for sure you talk about it because, excuse me, I always felt like you should just talk about whatever's going on.
Actually happening.
Yeah. So like, you know, when, you know, your first hour set is you're in your 20s, it's just like observations and it's like TV shows, it's going out, you know, drinking, whatever. And then, you know, it's like you get engaged, you're like, well, I'm gonna talk about that, you know, like you're married, like you know, those things that are, whatever you're experiencing, it's like, you know, my dad died, talk about that. You just talk about whatever's happening. So like kids, sure, it's like, I don't want to do an hour on having kids, but like I always have something because they're part of life. They're part of my life. And you know, they're two little wild dudes, man. just ruining everything we have. Like basically, they're such little shits.
Yeah.
And they're both in jiu-jitsu, and it's just like, it's so funny because the older one, he's like, I think I'm stronger than you. And I'm like, you're definitely not stronger than me, dude. And he's like, you want to try? I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, you're 9. I will fuck you up. And then he'll try to like, you know, mount me, and I'm like, just pick him up and put him down. He's like, oh wow, you definitely are still stronger than me. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I know this doesn't have like a no expiration date, but I'm gonna remind you of this for a while.
Yeah.
You gotta make it so bad to where he doesn't even try it again.
What's that?
You gotta make it so bad he doesn't try it again.
No, he's like,
It's coming.
It sounds like he's going to keep trying.
It's coming.
Oh,
That's
dude.
what I'm saying.
Every day I get home, he takes his shirt off. He's like, and he goes, I'm going to be so fucking jacked. I'm like, and the thing is, he has like these, like, he's like lean, you know what I mean? Like he's already like kind of muscular. And I'm like, I don't want to tell him, but I'm like, yeah, you probably are.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. Yeah, man. You're also an author.
Yeah.
You wrote a book. We got, I like to play alone, please. What's that about?
Well, it's a collection of like stories and essays, and my oldest, he was doing a lot of like 2-word things when he was like a little kid, you know, and kind of like mixing around certain words. I was like waiting for him to say his first full sentence, and then, you know what I mean? Like he'd be like, I do, I know. And I'm like, oh, he's not like, we were waiting for like that first full sentence when he's like, I don't remember, man, like 18 months or 2 or something like that. And then one day I got home and I sat down next to him like in the playroom, and he just looked up at me. He goes, I'd like to play alone, please. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, that was really exciting that you said a full sentence. Since also like, he was like, get the fuck out of here. So, but the book is just like a whole collection of stories, you know, some of them from my days on as a comic, some of them from before then, but like all types of different stories. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
What did you do before that?
Before
comedy?
Before comedy, well, when I graduated college, my actual first thing I did is I went to Boston, and my friend was doing real estate, and he's like, this is a crazy easy way to make a lot of money, which for like a fresh college grad, I couldn't believe it. The whole system was that Boston has 61 colleges and universities in the Boston metropolitan area, which is crazy amount. And all those people need housing. And so the way it works is like, if you work in a real estate office, people just come in and they're like, I need an apartment. And then you show them an apartment. I don't know shit about Boston. I don't know. And they're just like, here's this one. And then if they sign up for it, they have to pay first, last, and another month's equivalent to the real estate office. And then as a agent, you get half of that. So it's like,
oh, damn.
You know,
free money. You just
bro, it was just like this thing. I did it for a few months, but it was one of those things where I was like, even though it was like, to me, it was a ton of, I mean, I'm 21, and like, they're just like, here's $4,000, here's $8,000. I was like, holy shit. I was also like, oh, I know I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
It was like a real life lesson, because I was like, if it was just about the money, I should stay here and just keep doing this, because it's like a crazy amount of money. But I didn't want to do it. So then I went to DC, and I actually worked for America's Most Wanted. That was like,
really?
Wait,
yeah,
the show?
The show, yeah. So I
were
was
you like out fucking hunting people or what?
I mean, I was a researcher. So like I had interned there in college, and then they offered me a gig, and the job was like, I had to read all these like stories about like fugitives and different crimes, and then I would go in like the bullpen and pitch to like our story editor, hey, we should profile this guy, and you'd give them like the whole story in the background, and then they would discuss, and then they would go like, okay, we're going to do that story. So then you would be kind of like an associate producer on this particular person. And I did that for my first day was September 10th, 2001.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, it was a Monday. And then, yeah, we kind of started doing some different shit after that. But after 3 months of like, yeah, I hope we get him too. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore either. So I moved to LA, and my whole desire in moving to LA had nothing to do with stand-up. I really thought that comedy acting was like what I would do. Like, you know, I had like, you know, Will Ferrell and all these guys. I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So I kind of went out there with like that objective, and I was going to the Groundlings, which is like a comedy improv school and troupe. Like they train you and then they put on shows. And when I was in that school, you know, just taking the classes, I met other stand-ups who were like, they were the ones who were like, you should try stand-up. They're like, I think you would like stand-up. And I was like, I don't even know what to do. And these guys kind of took me around to watch them. Like, hey, watch them do, I don't know how you even prepare for it. And that got me started doing stand-up. But I always still wanted to do the comedy acting thing, which is like why the show Bad Thoughts is like so fulfilling to me, because I also remember that was like my first dream. Like my dream was to do stories. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I still love stand-up. Like stand-up has been amazing for me, and it is so fun, but I always wanted to do that shit. So in my head, like making this show feels like, oh, this thing I wanted to do for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like it's very fulfilling.
That's real, man. Dude, so I'm a lot younger, obviously. Obviously, yeah. Well, I mean, I know it's hard to tell, you know, black don't crack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so it's like,
plus you paint your beard. I get it. Keep going.
I could be like 40. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But dude, like I remember the first time I heard about you.
Yeah.
There was a video at a basketball court.
Oh, that's the first time?
That was the first time.
Damn.
That was like memorable for me.
Yeah,
You know
well, that's pretty memorable. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Can we talk about it?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So I got the clip. This is the OG clip. Let's watch this clip.
You've never seen this, Andy?
No.
Pretty bad.
What kind of injury was that?
2 at the same time. It was double whammy. So
was that shoulder and arm?
No, what happens, like a lot of people don't know. So we had been playing basketball for a while.
I mean, how the do you even do that, man?
It's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah.
And so
you do that on purpose?
Absolutely not. So what happened was, this is the part that like, because people only see this clip.
Yeah.
So right before this, Bert and I are having a dunk contest. Okay. And so we start, it was a rim that you can lower. And so we were like, who can dunk higher? So I'm 247 right there, by the way.
Yeah, you were a thickie.
So we do it 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9. I dunk on 9. He doesn't. It's over. Like I won the comp. Like everyone was like, yay. And as we're like walking away to do our net, we were going to do something completely different. One of them was like, hey man, I think you can go a little higher. And I was like, huh? And they're like, I think you got a little more room in you. And I go, I remember internally being like, I don't know, man. That felt like the kind of the limit, you know? I was like, okay. So they crank it up to 9.3. So that like the hoop is set at 9.3. Okay. I'm back here, like there's a guy off camera. He's like, hey man, dig deep. And I go, all right, yeah. And I remember internally just being like, man, I don't know if I have these extra 3 inches, right?
That's a lot to pull out, man.
When I'm running there, when I push off, the reason that's like my left patellar tendon snaps.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so the patellar tendon snaps, and then instinctively, like it's not a thought thing. Your body, like I guess, tries to protect your head. This arm goes here. I land on it, shatter the arm. So it was left patellar tendon and left humerus. Like I mean, that's the scar. I don't know if you can see it from there. Man. And then I had major nerve damage. So I had another surgery to take a nerve from here and put it in here. So, but that happened, you know, you see the video and you're just like, what is this? But like, it was that we were doing all this shit. The real reason that this likely happened is that I was like out of shape. And like, yeah, I used to play basketball fucking 20 years before then. And then you just show up one day and you're like, oh, let's like put the demands of like jumping as hard as you fucking can on this out of shape body. And then your body just goes, nah,
bro,
not today.
That's how it feels though. Cause like you remember that you could do shit.
Exactly.
And you think you could still do shit.
Yeah.
And then you figure out very quickly that
you
cannot.
The term that I was told, because, you know, I went to the hospital, I had surgery, then I went to recovery center, all this PT, like all this shit.
Yeah.
The term that I had never heard, they were like, oh, you're when you're doing this, you're a deconditioned athlete, meaning like you're so out of shape that you're putting the demands of what you did on yourself when you're like, oh, I'm 18, this is what I used to do. But your body is like, no, we're not at all prepared for this. And then your body just goes, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I saw myself on video. This is probably about a year ago. I was, this is so stupid, but I had this rotted tree in my yard and I was like trying to make a video of like me pushing it over.
Yeah.
And dude, so like when I pushed it over, I like ran 3 feet and I saw the video and I'm like, holy fuck, bro. Like you cannot move anymore.
Yeah.
And then I showed it to my brother. He's obviously, I haven't heard the end of it, but yeah, dude, you can't comprehend that. Like
I still got it.
Yeah, no, you don't.
You
never had it, bro.
Well, this is like, you know, the basketball dudes, men in their 40s in basketball, if they're not continuously playing, especially like if they just go, I'm going to play. I used to play ball. I'm going to play today. It is what leads to like the most, like they go, oh, dude, all we see are like ACL, Achilles tears, like all the time. Yeah. Because it's basketball is so accessible to us. Like we all grow up playing that you don't realize like what kind of demands, if you're not playing regularly, what force you're putting on, you know, like so explosive. Yeah. Like it's pivoting, it's jumping as hard as you can. And if you're doing that out of nowhere, it's, you know, it can really obviously not go well.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That looked painful.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. Let's talk YMH Studios.
Yeah.
So how long has that been rolling?
Well, I mean, it's the flagship show for us is called Your Mom's House, YMH. And then we started producing other people's podcasts. God.
How many do you got now? I mean, it's like fucking 15? 20?
No, but it's probably like 7, 8, maybe something like that. We launched another one, but yeah, I mean, it just became like, you know, we sort of slowly built the infrastructure to do it. Like, you know, obviously you start with like the physical space, and then you have a team that can produce, and like, you know, the tech guys and the social media stuff. I started to branch out from there, and then yeah, it just became this thing. And then we start our own ad sales company. So like instead of having like an outside company, we have an internal company. So we built an infrastructure to do all this, and then it just kind of naturally became like this thing for TV film too. So it started with that, and then it started to branch out. Yeah.
So is this in Austin?
It's in Austin. Yeah.
So do people come into the building to record their shows?
Yeah.
So you have multiple studios?
We have multiple studios.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah. It's fun. And yeah, it's a fun environment. Like it's, you know, it's a lot of comedians that are popping in and out, and like staff is just fantastic there. And yeah, it's like now it just feels like, you know, like the norm, but it was a slow process. Yeah,
that's cool, man. We were thinking about doing something similar up here, but then we figured out that nobody wants to come here at all.
Yeah.
Where? To your office?
No,
St. Louis.
Oh.
It's a flyover state, man. That's what a lot of people call it.
Yeah.
Flyover state. But we got good food and good people here, man. You know?
I know. It is. I mean, look, it's way easier. It was way easier to book people in LA. I mean, you know, it's like, it's just easy to be like, drive down here. But yeah, we try to like, you know, we monitor schedules, like who's coming in to play the venues and all that stuff. And sometimes if it works out, it works out. Some people do fly in for it, you know, which is, it's nice. I think they sometimes have other business in the city, which helps, right? If they're coming in for another event.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Yeah.
Austin's a hub right now.
Yeah. It makes
it a lot easier.
It's become really popular.
Sweet, man.
I love it down there, dude. I think Austin's cool as
Yeah, it is a good time, man. It's a good time.
I like walking around. Like the people, you know, they're
a little weird.
They're a little left, but like they're not California left.
No,
You know,
it's like
different.
it's a blue city in a red state, but the thing is, you're still in Texas, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and the truth is, I feel like it's actually pretty mixed.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the city, even if you're like, oh, this is a pretty, you know, liberal place or whatever, it's just moderately liberal.
Yeah,
It's not
and they're
like
they're
Yeah, it
cool.
wasn't
They're not
pushy.
assholes.
It wasn't,
No.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this pushy shit. It was cool because we stayed. We went down there a few weeks ago, a month ago, a couple of months ago.
What was that? A couple years ago, decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Never.
it was like 1940 or something like that.
1940. Yeah.
But we stayed right around the corner from the mothership
Yeah.
and down there, and it was a sweet area. Like even at night, I think it was like on Thursday night.
It's packed.
Shit was
Yeah.
jumping down there.
Sixth Street
Is it packed like that all the time?
Sixth Street is like, that's where the club is.
Yeah.
That area is a I mean, yeah, it's a party area. It's bars and clubs and it's always
That's
bumping.
sick, man. Well, sweet. Let's get it. I want to do some reaction clips with you guys. So I got some viral clips that are happening right now.
Okay.
So we're gonna do what we just talked shit on.
A little bit, yeah. It's
All
fine.
right,
It's fine. I think, but no,
I think it's different if we do it.
it's different if we do
Yeah,
it, for
yeah.
sure. So I got 3 clips here for you to react to. This first one, dude. This guy is making rounds around the internet right now.
Okay.
His name is Frederick Vosgrove, I believe is his name.
Yeah, he looks Eastern European.
He's German.
Oh, he's German. Okay.
Yeah. He calls himself the German Neanderthal.
Oh,
Uh,
I mean, it suits him.
but let's check this little hype video out from him. Here's the clip.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I'm gonna be real. That's some savage
Bro,
shit.
I'm not gonna lie, he scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, he's there's different humans out there.
Yeah.
And that is that guy was probably built to do exactly this. To laugh like he's got 3 fucking brain cells firing and just maul people.
Yeah.
You know?
He looks part fucking animal.
Yeah, how good of a fighter is he?
He's amateur, but I think he's undefeated right now.
Undefeated. Okay.
He's an amateur fighter. He's moving up, but I think he's at like 320 some thousand on IG right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's growing for
He's
sure.
up and coming, huh?
He's up and coming.
Yeah, he's a scary dude.
Dude.
That's the kind of dude where you're like, oh shit.
I'll shoot
if you don't-
these kind of guys.
Huh?
I shoot them.
You just shoot 'em?
I'm not fighting you,
See,
bro.
I see creative
Yeah.
marketing play, bro. Like if I was like a dog food company, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd sponsor this motherfucker. I'd
Yeah.
be like, dude, this dude is straight up on our shit.
Yeah, yeah. He's
You know what I'm saying? You want to be an animal?
Yeah.
Fucking eat this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a play there.
There's
Yeah.
a play.
Gunther's a dog, man.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got
right.
that Dog in him. Yeah.
First human athlete for
Dude,
blue
I feel
bison.
like he looks like a character in the Bible, like a.
Yeah, he looks like a movie character, like the
Yeah,
guy that's in an
for sure.
alley kind of thing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be in here. You're in Munich for whatever reason, and like you just turn the corner, and he's like, ha 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 ha, ha. And you're like, oh shit, yeah. You are black. Get out of my. Yeah. No, you better have a gun with that.
Bro,
dude,
hey,
bro.
listen.
I don't even know if that'll work.
Yeah, it might not. Bro.
Yeah, he's
Fuck,
gonna
he needs
just
like
laugh at
fucking
you.
silver bullets, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's some different
That's
shit.
a different. Yeah, that's right. That's a different kind of dude right there.
Fuck, man. Look at his traps. Good God. All right, next one. Let's go to New Orleans. You ever been to New Orleans?
Many times, yeah.
I like New Orleans, bro. New Orleans is sick. They got a new story down in New Orleans. They had 10 inmates escape a jail
Hell yeah.
through a cell wall where the toilet was.
I saw this.
You saw this?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, man.
Yeah. So it was a rectangular hole in the cell. It was big enough to squeeze through, and then they actually wrote on top of the walls right above it saying "Too easy, LOL."
Suck my dick, they wrote too.
So let's check this clip. This is from like the news conference, and they're showing them all leaving out and shit. Let's check this out.
Open the sliding door to the cell that they used to escape.
Bro, what?
What the f are we watching here? Oh, they're pulling the door.
They're trying to
open.
escape. Yeah, they broke doors.
thought he was humping the door.
We'll provide this to y'all.
So you see them jarring open.
Because they're trying to get into that cell. That's the cell that they broke out of.
Oh.
Subsequently, they go inside that cell, and this is
Damn.
where you see them exiting the loading dock door. As you know, if you notice, they are carrying blankets with them.
Bro.
This road that they're going out of is behind this building, as I explained. They subsequently go through another door.
Hop the highway.
Here, at some point, you will see them come through here, and they scale the fence through this door that's near the construction site.
Yeah.
They scale that fence, and then make good on their escape, crossing all lanes of I-10.
Way to stay on top of shit, guys. The cool thing about this story is that they escaped around 12:30, and the sheriff's office there found out at 8:30 a.m.
Oh.
And then they notified the public after 10:30.
Fuck.
So it's just a cool little 10.5 hour head start for these guys.
Well,
And
apparently they caught like 2 of them so
two
far.
or three, yeah. But that
so-
means there's like 7
Bro.
dudes out there still. And
I'm
some of them
surprised
are-
they had to escape, bro. I thought they just let these motherfuckers out now.
I mean,
That's true.
they some of them are in for murder.
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
There's some wild dogs out there right now. Yeah.
I say they get Frederick down there to go catch him.
Hell yeah. No, that's crazy.
Bro, that's
They just
wild.
moved a toilet and just opened a wall and were able to escape and then scale a wall, and like nobody sees that. That's really nuts to me. At a jail?
That's our taxpayer dollars, bro.
Yeah.
Way to work.
That is
I feel like a common song should have been playing right there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's like the Shawshank Redemption.
That's what it was,
Yeah.
bro. That's what it was. Last one. Let's go to some sports. Without maybe put this in. All right. So apologies. Let's check this clip out.
whoa.
This is women's soccer.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I could watch that all day.
Yeah. That's an accomplishment.
Took out 2.
2 and 1.
That's rad,
2
dude.
birds with 1 stone.
That's an accomplishment. Bro, did you guys see that baseball clip where the 2 plays happened at the 2 exact same plays happened in the same inning?
Like decades apart or whatever?
No, fucking one inning after another. It was the same fucking play. The dude, you have to look it up, man. It's
Is
crazy.
this like a glitch in the Matrix or
Yes,
something?
100%. It's unbelievable. We got to find it and throw it in there because like it's like holy shit. But anyway, like this, the dude hits a ground ball at the third baseman. It goes off his hip. The shortstop catcher throws him out at first. Same count, same inning. Like everything's the same.
Same batter? No.
No, but
No.
it's one team does it and then the next team does it.
Oh, wow.
Like in the same inning.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like you can overlay the clips
I don't know,
and they're
man.
yeah, dude. I don't know either, man.
Yeah, that's the freaky stuff that does make you go like, what is happening here?
I got it.
You got it, bro. It for real. Like there's shit that's happening, and it seems to be happening more and more. It's like, are we really in the Matrix?
We know the aliens are coming, dude.
Dude.
They're telling us.
Dude, did you know that the lady who wrote you probably know this, but like I didn't know this till recently, but the lady who wrote The Matrix also wrote Terminator.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said that like it's supposed to be like a sequel or whatever.
Yeah, John Connor is supposed to be Jesus Christ to save the world from
The black
artificial
lady. Yeah.
intelligence. And bro, the interview is fascinating. I can't think of her name. You got that clip though?
Yeah, I got the clip here.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Same. All right, stop. Check this out. Same inning. That's the same game.
Yeah.
Same inning. Same pitch speed. Same count. Same number of outs in the inning.
Yeah.
Same play.
Yeah, it's weird shit.
And that's not
that.
like a. If you guys aren't watching this, it's not like it's a regular ground ball. Like,
No.
play one more time, dude. Watch the position of the players.
Yeah, that's freaky.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
The
Dude?
way, especially because of where it went, and then the bounce to the shortstop on both.
And dude,
Yeah.
that was one. That's the top of an inning, the bottom of an inning, same pitch speed, same count, same exact play. Like, dude,
Yeah, I wonder if everyone in that stadium was like, what's going on?
I don't know, man. Like, dude, more and more shit's happening
It's
where I'm
weird.
like, fuck, man.
Do you follow all? Because my wife is obsessed with all the alien shit.
dude,
We cover it pretty regularly.
we cover it pretty regularly, but like, I'm not like super
Oh my God.
into it.
Yeah, because she follows like all the congressional, like, because
The hearings and shit. Yeah.
Well,
see,
the-
that's the
the-
thing. I don't
the
know if
one
it's
thing,
like
like-
real aliens or the government. You know what I'm saying?
but like it's one of the things that's really crazy is like we used to have this thing where you'd be like, what if,
Mhm.
and then you have these whistleblowers that were like, working in top secret places in the government. They came out and they go like, here's all this shit, and then they need like security because they're scared they're going to get killed.
Mhm.
And they basically go, we do have, whatever, UAPs, and we have alien bodies, basically, and we've had them for years. And then you're like, why? How come nobody is reacting? Like, it's so
It is
weird that
weird.
everyone's like, they confirm
Nobody
it. They're
freaks
like,
out, yeah.
we do have this, and everyone's like, yeah, anyway. And you're like,
Yeah, right.
wait, that doesn't freak people out anymore?
Right.
Like, I always felt like it was strange that you would have somebody confirm this stuff, and we've had these, and so has China has one, and like, different governments have these bodies and has this technology, like with reverse engineering technology, and that everyone's like, yeah, okay. Like,
Dude, it was weird how they did that. They did that shit during COVID. Where
Yes.
It was like, all this shit was COVID was going on, and they fucking running the death count and all this shit. And then they're like, oh, by the way, aliens are real.
aliens are real.
And no one said anything.
But nobody cares.
Yeah, that
It's
was
crazy.
weird.
Yeah,
Because,
we've communicated with
dude,
aliens.
for our
yeah.
lifetime, that's been the big debate.
Yeah.
Are aliens real or
Yes.
are they not?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it came out, and then people are more worried about their fucking TikTok dances they don't even mention it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even it actually even makes it feel more like deliberate and calculated that they would kind of like slow play it during a time of unrest and have it just kind of like,
Here you go.
here you go. And then everybody's just like, yeah. And then you have people going, wait, don't you want to
Yeah.
make this a bigger deal? And
Yeah.
they're like, I don't care.
Yeah, see, I don't know if it's like a real thing or if it's like the government. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
I mean-
preconditioning shit, man.
I don't know. It seems like there was a lot of people that didn't want, like the whistleblowers were terrified.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it doesn't feel like the government was trying to say like, go ahead and do that, But the funny thing is that these guys were terrified to say what they said, and then basically people were like, I don't care.
Yeah. Anyways, it's like, does Michelle Obama have a dick or not? Like, that's
Yeah.
what they're worried about. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
bro.
It's crazy.
No
it's crazy.
shit, dude.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird, man. Tom, can we do another game? I got another game for him.
Wait, what's the game?
WWTD.
Okay.
What would Tom do?
What would Tom do?
Mhm.
Sure. Okay.
Let's just
All right.
all right. So I got 3 scenarios for you, all right, and I need your real reaction to what you would actually do here.
Okay.
Okay, your son Julian joins Antifa.
Man, we cut him out of the will. That's for sure. I mean, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? He's such a fiery little dude. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
We call him Joe Pesci at the house. He's always like, the fuck is this shit doing here? We're like, yo, what? How do you talk like that, man?
Have you ever had to deal with Antifa at all?
Have I had to deal with
Yeah.
them?
No.
No.
You never
no.
had like I mean, because I'm sure you get like countless, hate, whatever you want to call it, hate comments and shit like
Yeah.
that. But you never had like actual issues.
No, I've never had anything like that. I'm trying to picture my youngest. He's like, he sleeps with an eye mask. He's 6. He's like, I need an eye mask. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, like it's way too uncomfortable for him to join it.
Yeah,
He would
that's
be like,
real.
wait, we have to go where? He's always like,
can lids?
he's
What?
like, he's 6 and he's like, can I get a massage today? I'm like, a massage? He's like,
He's Kush, bro.
yeah, he's living a good life.
Oh, that's
He's
funny.
not joining. But I don't know. I think I'd be so impressed that he actually was willing to
It
be.
sounds
that
like your older one
uncomfortable.
would be the leader, bro.
What's that?
He'd be the leader.
Oh yeah.
He'd get him in shape, bro.
That older one, I think he would be like the one who would be like, "Oh, we're gonna break shit." Like, yeah. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in, bro." I would be, no, hell no.
Mm-mm. All right. Next one, your dog only responds to gender neutral pronouns.
We're really big when we have a cat now,
Mm-hmm.
and when they go, "She's beautiful," we always go, "Don't misgender my cat." So we would definitely stand up for the animal. Yes. We like to take it seriously.
Yeah, that's real, man.
We do that shit too, bro. Everybody thinks Charlie's a boy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Everybody, we got 2 bulldogs, and everybody thinks the girl one, who is very clearly a girl.
Yeah, very clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
we
a
always
boy.
correct them. Don't misgender my cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, there's this dude, I think, what's his name? I think it's Gino on Instagram. So he does this thing where he hops in trans people's lives, like live streams.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I see you have a dog. And I was like, yeah, this is, Bruno. And I was like, is it a girl or a boy? I'm like, oh, Bruno's a boy. And then he's like, how do you know? And they get so pissed.
Oh boy.
Bro, it is I absolutely love that content.
It's very easy to troll those people.
Dude, it's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy. All right, I got one more for you. Okay, you find out your mom has been catfishing men on Facebook using your headshots from your Netflix special.
Dude, I applaud her. Yeah.
Just win.
Just for being like crazy and like
You've been doing some awesome content with your mom.
Yeah, she's a real piece of work. So she's got a lot of personality. So yeah, we bring her around a lot. She's very disapproving of most of the things I do, which is kind of fun, like she hated the show so much.
Really?
She called me, she goes, "I finished it," and then was just quiet on the phone. And I go, "What'd you think?" She goes, "It's horrendous."
Yeah.
She goes, "It's the worst thing." She goes, "I have friends. Do you know how embarrassing it is that I have to see my friends after this?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what to say. And
Yeah.
she was like, "Anyway." I go, the phone call was just to tell me you hated it?" She was like, "Yes." And I go, "Okay." So yeah, and then she always says this shit. She's like, I go, "That's really nice." She goes, "Well, I can't help but be myself." And I go, You could try to be somebody else. I think we would all appreciate it if you weren't you."
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I would love if she was into catfishing people.
Yeah, right. It'd be solid, man. That'd be solid. Sweet, man.
We kind of did this on short notice. Tom was coming in to get swole.
Yeah, man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Your gym looks unbelievable.
Yes.
Thank you for letting us work out.
Oh, bro, listen,
Yeah.
man. Anytime, dude. Anytime you come through,
Thank
just hit
you.
us up. Thanks for sitting down with us, man.
My pleasure,
Chatting.
man.
It's a little short podcast we did on a short notice this morning. But dude, I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you too. Thanks.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah, and dude, I really fucking appreciate how, I just want to say this. I really appreciate how not just good you are at what you do, but how meticulous you are about it. I think it's fucking awesome, dude.
Oh, thanks.
And I don't
man.
think people understand like how much work and attention to detail and strategy and everything goes into like what you guys do, and learning more and more about it. It's fucking cool, man.
Thank you, man. I
So-
appreciate that. Really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
All right, guys. Tom, thank you, brother.
Thanks so much.
All right, and we'll see you next time. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.